Have you ever wondered what it would be like if the Earth was actually flat? It's a concept that has been debated for centuries, but what if it were true? In this video, we'll explore the hypothetical scenario of a flat Earth and see what the world might look like if it were actually flat. First off, if the Earth were flat, what would it look like? Well, if the Earth were flat, it would be a truly bizarre sight. Instead of the spherical shape we're all familiar with, the Earth would resemble a giant disk or circular plane with a dome-like structure above it. The edges of the flat Earth would drop off into space, with some flat earthers believing that there may be a wall surrounding the entire Earth. The surface of the flat Earth would likely be divided into various regions, with some areas being higher or lower than others. Mountains, for example, would be elevated regions of the disk, and valleys would be the lower regions. Additionally, if the Earth were flat, the horizon would be completely different from what we're used to. Instead of a curved horizon, the edge of the Earth would be a straight line, with the sky appearing like a giant dome above. Before we go further into this video, where did it originate from and what's its history? The flat Earth theory has been around for thousands of years, with many ancient cultures believing in a flat Earth. Pythagoras proposed a spherical Earth in the 6th century BC, but the flat Earth theory persisted throughout the Middle Ages. It was not until the Renaissance that the idea of a spherical Earth became widely accepted, due to the work of astronomers such as Copernicus and Galileo. The flat Earth theory experienced a revival in the 19th century, but declined with the advent of space exploration and satellite technology. What would it be like to stand on the edge of the world and look out into space? Would you be able to see the stars and other celestial bodies? If the Earth were flat, standing on the edge of the world would be a truly surreal experience. Looking out into space, the first thing you would notice is the curvature of the dome-like structure above the flat Earth. The sky would appear like a giant screen, displaying the stars and planets in the sky like a giant planetarium. You may even be able to see some celestial bodies that are usually obscured by the Earth's curvature, such as the planets Venus and Mars. However, the lack of gravity on a flat Earth would make it impossible to stand at the edge without floating away into space. Gravity is a problem when it comes to a flat Earth because it is the force that holds everything in place on our planet. If the Earth were truly flat, there would be no gravitational force pulling objects towards the center of the Earth, and everything on the planet would float away into space. This means that life on Earth, as we know it, would be impossible without gravity. The force of gravity is what gives us our weight, keeps the atmosphere in place, and holds the oceans to the surface of the Earth. On a flat Earth, the force of gravity would be different in different parts of the world. Objects on the edge of the Earth, for instance, would experience less gravitational force than objects at the center, which would cause inconsistencies and discrepancies in how gravity behaves. This would make it impossible to explain various phenomena, such as the tides, the rotation of the Earth, and the movement of celestial bodies, all of which are easily explained by the gravitational force of a spherical Earth. Explaining how the sun and moon work on a flat Earth is one of the most challenging aspects of the flat Earth theory. According to the flat Earth model, the sun and moon are much smaller than they appear, and are much closer to the Earth than in the traditional heliocentric model. The flat Earth theory suggests that the sun and moon are actually rotating around the Earth in a circular path, providing light and heat to different parts of the Earth at different times. In the flat Earth model, the sun and moon are believed to move around a point in the center of the Earth in a circular path, and this point is known as the celestial pole. This rotation of the sun and moon around the Earth creates the day and night cycle. However, it is not clear how the sun and moon can create different time zones around the Earth, or how they can provide different seasons in different parts of the world. Another aspect that the flat Earth theory struggles to explain is the phases of the moon. In the heliocentric model, the moon's phases are explained by its orbit around the Earth and the amount of sunlight reflecting off its surface. However, in the flat Earth model, the moon's phases are difficult to explain because of the sun's position in relation to the moon and Earth. A solar eclipse is one of the most compelling pieces of evidence that the Earth is not flat, but is instead a sphere. During a solar eclipse, the moon passes between the Earth and the sun, blocking the sun's light from reaching parts of the Earth's surface. The path of the moon's shadow during a solar eclipse can be observed from various locations on Earth, and it is always seen to be circular. This can only happen if the Earth is a sphere, as a flat Earth would cast a different shaped shadow depending on the position of the sun and moon. Another important aspect of solar eclipses is the fact that they can only occur during certain times of the year when the Earth, moon, and sun are in specific positions. The heliocentric model provides a comprehensive explanation of the mechanics behind solar eclipses, whereas the flat Earth theory cannot explain this phenomenon convincingly. The flat Earth theory proposes that space travel is not possible, as it asserts that the Earth is flat and stationary, and the entire universe is contained within a dome or firmament. According to the flat Earth theory, there is no outer space beyond the firmament, and all the celestial bodies that appear to be distant stars and galaxies are just projections on the firmament. Flat Earthers believe that the images of space and space travel that we see are hoaxes, created by governments and space agencies to deceive the public. They argue that no human has ever been to space, and all the footage of astronauts and spacecraft is filmed on a movie set or in a simulation. In the flat Earth theory, the firmament is believed to be made of solid material, such as glass or metal, and no object can penetrate or cross it. What would the weather be like? If the Earth were flat, the weather patterns would be drastically different from what we observe today. The shape of the Earth affects the atmosphere and the movement of air and water currents, which in turn affect the weather. On a flat Earth, there would be no Coriolis effect, which is caused by the rotation of the planet, and which influences the direction of air and water currents. This effect is responsible for the formation of large-scale weather systems, such as hurricanes, typhoons, and cyclones. Without the Coriolis effect, these systems would not form, and there would be no large-scale storms. In addition, the shape of the Earth affects the distribution of sunlight and heat around the planet. On a flat Earth, the sun would rise and set at the same time everywhere, and the distribution of heat and sunlight would be more uniform across the planet. This would result in more moderate temperatures, with less variation between day and night, and between different parts of the world. However, the lack of variation in sunlight and heat would also mean that there would be no distinct seasons, as we observe today. The changing of the seasons is caused by the tilt of the Earth's axis, which causes different parts of the planet to receive varying amounts of sunlight at different times of the year. On a flat Earth, there would be no tilt, and the amount of sunlight and heat received would remain the same throughout the year. In conclusion, the idea of a flat Earth may seem intriguing, but it is not supported by scientific evidence or observation. Our planet is a beautiful and complex globe, and it is important to continue to explore and understand its mysteries, rather than clinging to outdated and inaccurate beliefs. Also, even if the Earth was flat, why cover it up? It doesn't change how anyone lives and doesn't affect anyone. Thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe to our channel for more content like this. Don't forget to hit the notification bell to stay updated on our latest videos. If you have any comments or suggestions, feel free to leave them down below. See you in the next one.